What are you going to be able to do? Have you even talked about what you're going to be able to do with the team next year? How it's going to go? What's the season look like? Have you started putting together a plan, like how to handle season, or are you guys just kind of focused? You said today driven, but is there a long-term plan on how this whole thing works and kind of how it's going to go for you if all works out to schedule?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really even thought about what the season will call for. I mean, I probably won't be traveling as much early in the year, depending on stage of rehab I'm in. But I still want to be around the guys as much as possible. I think I want to take this time to just keep growing my mind for the game. Be around Coach Carlisle, sitting on coaches meetings, Pritchard, yeah,
seeing what he's looking for.
Yeah, just seeing what talking to those guys and helping at the same time. I feel like I have a pretty decent basketball mind myself, so just trying to help the guys as best way I can. I'm going to be on the bench once I can walk, standing up, celebrating, cheering for the guys. So, yeah, I'll still be, there for the majority of things.
Johnny Furphy, I mean, come on now. I'm not even going to hold you. Dude got bounced. What you do with Johnny Furphy? Cause Rick Carlisle throw him out there. That's the type of shit he do. That's the type of shit Mr. Clicker Key do. This is a guy who put in work at Kansas. He put in work at Kansas. We know the whole shebang. We know the whole shibata. I mean, he been with the Pacers, for a little minute. This is a guy, we can work on some things defensively. But offensively, he the type of dude you push that tempo with. Also, on my side, I mean, he got bunnies out the gym. Is Neesmith going to start at the 3? Or is Rick Carlisle going to throw a wrinkle out there? Slide Neesmith to the 2. I mean, shit, Taylor and Peter balling on a fresh 2-way. Now, there are people saying Obi Toppin at the 3. I don't agree with that. If Obi Toppin is out there with James Wiseman, that's fine. Any center, that's fine. But you telling me you want Obi Toppin out there with Pascal Siakam and Jay Huff? I don't like that. With Pascal Siakam and James Wiseman? No. Obi Toppin needs to come off the bench behind Pascal Siakam. You need to keep that weapon intact. Because anytime Obi Toppin had a good game, that's the combination that Rick Carlisle went with. Obi Toppin and Pascal Siakam in the front court. Who's the 4, who's the 5? It doesn't matter when those two guys are on the floor. It doesn't. Also, on my side, that clockwork that Obi was running, I was impressed with that shit. The first season Obi was here, I was all right with it, but I was all right with it. I was all right with Obi clockwork that first season, but last season, I'm not even going to hold you. As far as running that clockwork, Obi stuck that shit up. In this season, you're going to see Andrew Nembhard running that shit a lot with him. Jarris Walker is a guy that could float between the 3 and the 4. See, the center spot is equivalent to a catcher in baseball. See, you don't need much. Now, if your catcher is a great hitter, that is a plus. That is a plus if your catcher is a great hitter. But for the most part, you just want your catcher to be reliable. That's just like the center spot. You just want your center to be reliable. Do what a normal center does. Once again, run the floor. Space the floor. Set hard picks. Not love taps. What I need you to be ready for that lob at all times. And when I mean at all times, I mean at all times. They leave you for 1 second. I need that lob. I don't need you standing behind a 3-point line. You 7 feet. I need you in that paint. Grab rebounds. Block shots. As far as Jay Huff, he checks all those boxes. Please, 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 please don't shoot the messenger. They saying this dude is the most underrated pickup this offseason. That's what they saying about Jay Huff. When it comes to the center position is basically a blender. You can throw all the centers in a blender. As far as Jay Huff, James Wiseman, Isaiah Jackson, you can throw him in there as well. Shit, you can even throw Tony Bradley in there. The center position is a blender. One of those guys could pop, and I think that's what the Indiana Pacers are hoping. You look at that front court, you got Pascal Siakam there. Who gonna start next to Pascal in that front court? I think Jay Huff might get the nod. I think Jay Huff is going to get the nod to start out. We'll see how it goes, but I think Jay Huff is going to get the nod to start the season. But like I said, that center position is nothing but a blender. Isaiah Jackson, he's definitely going to get a lot of burn there. This guy just signed a $21 million contract, so the Pacers obviously got plans for him. James Wiseman is going to get a lot of burn there. Tony Bradley, he's also going to play, but of all the centers, he's the guy that I got the least expectations for. You look at Ajax, there's another level he maybe can reach. The same with Wiseman and the same with J. Huff. It's another level they can reach. I don't think there's another level Tony Bradley is able to reach. I mean, I don't think there's anything the Pacers are going to get out of him that he hasn't already shown. But when it's time to click a motherfucking key, Obi Toppin and Pascal Siakam, ask Rick Carlisle. Ask him. This is a button right here that he kept pressing. This is a key that he kept clicking. Anytime Obi Toppin was on, the Pacers were unbeatable. When shit get real, he's going to go to Pascal Siakam and Obi Toppin in that front court. Obi Toppin is hard to match up with. You know, his athleticism alone makes him a hard matchup for anybody, whether they're 7 foot or 6'8". Obi Toppin is a hard matchup. He can out-jump a 7-footer and get a rebound. He can stay in front of the smaller, quicker bigs because of his speed. And Pascal Siakam can hold his own versus any center. You know, it's not ideal for him to be going up against a center, but he can hold his own against any center because they have to guard him as well. Not to mention Obi Toppin. Low-key, he's a don't leave bro open from three. Obi Toppin and Pascal Siakam, that duo is low-key deadly. You think Aaron Nesmith is your three, and you can have Jarris Walker as your backup 3/third string 4, or whatever you want to call it. You know, he can be that guy floating. And there you have it. And just like that, you're set. Just like that, if you're the Indiana Pacers, you are set and ready to compete for at least a top 6 seed. Realistically, I don't think there's 6 teams better than the Pacers in the Eastern Conference. I think the Indiana Pacers will still be a top 6 seed. I mean, I know that's not what people might want to hear, but it's too much talent on this team to not see them as a top 6 team. In the Eastern Conference, come on, the East? Are you kidding me? Hitting gems like J. Huff finally getting the opportunity to show what he can do. The Pacers have a lot of guys who are breakout candidates, possibly a breakout season from Ben Mathurin or Andrew Nembhard. Nesmith is still getting better. I mean, Jarris Walker was a top 10 pick. The kid from Cameroon still got Pascal Siakam. Dudes like Pascal don't have tanking in their vocabulary. I mean, it's just too much talent to sink. Real shit. But don't get mad at the facts, though.